Mexico is strengthening its ties with China through significant investments. Key industries like automotive manufacturing and electric vehicle production are undergoing major transformations. This shift presents challenges for the U.S., potentially reshaping trade and economic influence across North America. Mexico is growing its economic independence from the U.S. For decades, Mexico's economy was closely tied to the U.S. through agreements like NAFTA and USMCA. The U.S. was Mexico's largest trading partner. However, recent developments indicate Mexico is pursuing greater economic independence. China invested $2.3 billion in Mexico between 2018 and 2023, including $150 million in 2023 alone. These investments span automotive, renewable energy, and infrastructure, allowing Mexico to diversify trade, reduce reliance on the U.S., and strengthen its global position. This challenges the long-held view of Mexico's dependence on the U.S. and necessitates a re-evaluation of economic strategies. The balance of power in North America is shifting. In 2023, China strategically invested $2.72 billion in Mexico's automotive sector, representing 72% of its total investment in the country. These funds are not solely for manufacturing, but also encompass R&D centers, supply chain integration, and workforce training. This boosts China's competitiveness and provides direct access to North America via Mexico. These investments foster economic growth, job creation, and technological advancement, solidifying Mexico's role as a global manufacturing hub, particularly for electric vehicles. For the U.S., this growing partnership presents a challenge. Chinese facilities near the U.S. border could intensify competition, especially if Chinese companies leverage Mexico's trade agreements to export goods to the U.S. This underscores the need for the U.S. to reassess and refine its strategies to maintain economic influence in the region. China is focused on lithium, often called white gold. Lithium has become a highly sought-after resource crucial for electric vehicles, EVs, and renewable energy technologies. It's the backbone of EV batteries, driving the transition from fossil fuels to sustainable alternatives. As global demand for EVs and renewable energy rises, so does the demand for lithium. China, with its rapidly expanding EV industry, is determined to secure access to this resource. Mexico holds abundant lithium reserves and has attracted global attention, with China at the forefront. In 2023, Chinese energy giant JG Yang secured Mexico's lithium through a 20-year liquefied natural gas (LNG) agreement. The deal with Mexico Pacific highlights China's long-term commitment to collaborating with Mexico, particularly in securing access to its lithium resources. By entering into this agreement, China is positioning itself to dominate the global EV market, ensuring a consistent and reliable lithium supply to fuel its rapidly expanding electric vehicle production. This strategic collaboration also gives China a substantial edge in the EV market, by enabling it to control key supply chains and influence lithium prices from Mexico. Control over this crucial resource allows China to maintain its competitive advantage in the electric vehicle industry, set to become one of the most lucrative markets in the coming decades. The partnerships forged between China and Mexico promise economic growth for both countries and advancements in technology. However, this growing collaboration requires careful management to ensure equitable benefit sharing and that local communities in Mexico are not left behind. Ethical considerations are also important, as Mexico's lithium reserves are integral to its national heritage and future development. Simultaneously, the United States recognizes the importance of securing lithium for its own electric vehicle ambitions. As China strengthens its foothold in the lithium market, there is growing concern that the U.S. may fall behind in the EV race, with China controlling much of the global lithium supply. This intensifies the pressure on the U.S. to secure its own access to this critical resource. In this evolving geopolitical landscape, the U.S. faces the urgent challenge of securing its place in the future of electric vehicles, while navigating the complexities of global trade and resource competition. The EV market is undergoing a dramatic transformation, and Mexico is emerging as a crucial player. With increasing demand for electric vehicles, China is strategically leveraging Mexico's North American position to expand its regional influence and further strengthen its EV market dominance. Leading Chinese automakers, such as BYD and SAIC, plan to establish manufacturing plants in Mexico, positioning the country as a key hub for EV production in North America. These companies are drawn to Mexico not only for its rich automotive industry, but also for its proximity to the United States and favorable trade agreements. Mexico offers several advantages for Chinese companies seeking a North American foothold: a well-established automotive industry, a skilled workforce, and a strategic location ideal for manufacturing. By producing electric vehicles locally in Mexico, Chinese automakers can avoid high tariffs imposed on imports and reduce shipping costs, making their vehicles more affordable and competitive in the U.S. market. This partnership is beneficial for both countries. The creation of manufacturing plants in Mexico will generate new jobs, attract foreign investment, and promote technological advancements in the electric vehicle industry. These partnerships between Chinese automakers and Mexican manufacturers are strengthening the global supply chain for EV production and accelerating the adoption of clean energy solutions. However, as Mexico becomes increasingly intertwined with China's EV ambitions, concerns about the potential impact on domestic industries and trade relationships are surfacing. The growing presence of Chinese companies in Mexico could shift the balance of power in the region. Some worry this could lead to challenges for local businesses and workers. Furthermore, Mexico's role as a strategic partner in China's global push for EV dominance raises important questions about the country's broader trade relations with the United States. As Mexico's automotive sector grows more connected with China, the U.S. may need to reassess its position and approach to securing access to critical resources like lithium and securing a stable, competitive foothold in the EV market. As the automotive industry undergoes this historic transformation, Mexico's role as China's North American hub for electric vehicle production will continue to evolve, with both challenges and opportunities on the horizon. Mexico's ability to navigate this complex global shift will shape not only the future of its economy, but also its position in the broader geopolitical landscape. The U.S. is grappling with China's accelerating influence in Mexico as the geopolitical landscape shifts in North America. While the U.S. has traditionally been the dominant economic and political partner of Mexico, recent U.S. policies characterized by trade wars, tariffs, and inconsistent agreements have weakened this long-standing relationship. Meanwhile, China has skillfully taken advantage of these missteps, positioning itself as a strategic partner that offers both economic stability and the promise of long-term growth. Historically, the United States was seen as a pillar of economic stability for Mexico. The close proximity of the two nations, combined with strong trade agreements like NAFTA, fostered a robust economic partnership. Mexico relied on the U.S. as its largest trading partner, enjoying the benefits of access to the vast U.S. consumer market, as well as investments in infrastructure, manufacturing, and technology. However, recent actions by the U.S., such as the imposition of tariffs, trade wars with China, and an overall shift in its approach to international agreements, have strained this once strong relationship. The unpredictability and inconsistencies in U.S. policies have eroded trust in its commitment to Mexico's long-term economic prosperity. Mexico, once a steadfast ally of the U.S., has begun to question whether its northern neighbor can still be relied upon as a partner in the face of shifting global dynamics. In contrast to the U.S.'s faltering strategies, China has been methodical in its approach to strengthening its ties with Mexico. China is not simply a passive observer, it is actively engaging, actively investing in Mexico's future through its Belt and Road Initiative, BRI. China has been pouring resources into Mexico's infrastructure, focusing on the modernization of key sectors such as transportation, energy, and technology. Investments in Mexican ports, railways, highways, and energy infrastructure are reshaping the nation's economic landscape and positioning it as a critical player in global trade networks. China's investments are not just about capital, they are about fostering a narrative of reliability and foresight. While the U.S. is perceived as an unpredictable partner, China is building a relationship based on long-term strategic thinking. The result: Mexico is beginning to see China as a more stable and dependable partner, and the economic and political ties between the two countries are deepening. Mexico's strategic position as the gateway between North and South America cannot be overstated. Located at the crossroads of North and South America, Mexico holds a key position in global trade. It has access to both the Pacific Ocean and the Gulf of Mexico, making it a critical player in international shipping and logistics. As world trade flows continue to expand and evolve, Mexico's role as a global commerce hub is becoming more apparent. By strengthening its relationship with China, Mexico is capitalizing on its geographical advantages. With China's support, Mexico is rapidly modernizing its infrastructure, enhancing its ability to move goods across the globe with greater efficiency. The increased trade between Mexico and China is contributing to a shift in the region's economic balance of power, diminishing the U.S.'s traditional influence while elevating Mexico's status as a global economic force. At the heart of this transformation is the growing alliance between Mexico and China. This is not just a superficial partnership. It is a well-thought-out, mutually beneficial collaboration that reflects both countries' long-term aspirations. For China, Mexico provides a critical entry point into the North American market, a gateway for Chinese goods and investments to flow into the U.S. and Canada. For Mexico, China offers economic stability, cutting-edge technology, and the promise of continued growth. This partnership goes beyond mere economics. China's involvement in Mexico is helping to redefine the latter's place in the global order. Mexico, once primarily a regional manufacturing hub, is now on the path to becoming a powerful global economic player in its own right. With China's support, Mexico is diversifying its economy, investing in new industries such as renewable energy, high-tech manufacturing, and digital infrastructure. As this alliance solidifies, the U.S. is faced with a transformed North America. Its once unassailable position of influence is now being challenged, and the future of the region may no longer be defined solely by U.S. interests. In this new landscape, the U.S. risks losing not just Mexico as an economic partner, but also its status as the primary player in North American geopolitics. The strengthening ties between Mexico and China represent a fundamental shift in the region's political and economic dynamics. This is more than just a trade story. It is a strategic battle for influence that will shape the future of North America for decades to come. The U.S., once the undisputed leader in the Western Hemisphere, now faces adapting to a new world order, where its dominance isn't guaranteed. The U.S. must decide whether to adjust its policies to meet the new realities of global trade or risk being left behind. The emerging alliance between Mexico and China is not a passing trend, but a fundamental realignment of global power. If the U.S. doesn't act decisively, it could be sidelined in its own hemisphere as Mexico becomes increasingly integral to global trade and politics. In conclusion, as Mexico and China deepen their strategic partnership, the implications for the U.S. and North America are profound. The U.S. must reevaluate its approach to Mexico and the region. The old paradigms of dominance and influence are shifting, and the U.S. must either evolve or risk losing its competitive edge. What do you think about this shifting alliance between Mexico and China? Is the U.S. prepared to adjust its strategy, or are we witnessing the rise of a new global order? Share your thoughts and insights in the comments below. If you found this analysis insightful, subscribe to our channel for more updates, in-depth analyses, and behind-the-scenes stories from the world of international relations and beyond. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.